Good evening, everyone. It's Island Girl 178, and I wanted to come on and do a video about OES, Order of Eastern Star. Um, I am an Eastern Star. Um, and last evening, one of my fellow YouTubers did a video, and I watched, and they were saying blah, 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 blah. And I extended the olive branch to say, hey, I live in such and such area. Um, if y'all are ever in the area, and y'all need a place, or if you need someone to do whatever, we're here. Um, and I also made mention, I said, I'm an Eastern Star. I know people all over the world, which I do. Um, and I was asked the question, well, what do you believe in? Who do you believe in? Or something to that effect. And I said, a true and living God. One God, one faith, one baptism. That's what I was raised up believing. Now, my mother was African American. My father is West Indian from St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. So I identify with both cultures. A lot of people tell me that when I tend to anger, they can notice the dialect. My dialect changes. My diction is way off. And I also, not only do I speak patois, I speak Creole as well. So I have Haitian and Dominicans in the bloodline too. Because if you know your history, Haiti and the Dominican Republic is one. It is what it is. I don't care. They don't identify with each other, but most Dominicans speak Creole, Ombambali Creole. But I wanted to say that I was kind of thrown off, and then I was like, huh, you had to Google it. So I Googled, and I'm like, wow, there is a lot of ignorance when it comes to Masons and Eastern Stars. Even now in the 21st century, a lot of people really don't know. I even saw a video where somebody was saying that, they had gone to try out to become an Eastern Star, and there was people there on their knees with their shirts off, titties hanging, and I'm like, what? One of the first things of becoming an Eastern Star before you even get to the initiation process is to come and have some of the sisters and brothers from the lodge, and they interview you. And one of the first things they ask you is, are you affiliated with a church? Do you believe in a higher being, whether you identify as a true and living God, Jesus Christ, or if you're Muslim, or if you're Buddhist, Catholic, Muslim. I don't identify with any of those. I believe in one cross. And I do believe that all of those except Buddhists, I'm not, and again, don't quote me, use and signify one cross, one faith, one baptism. So I felt some type of way because I almost felt like, well, dang, I extended the olive branch, and I put myself out there, not really realizing that a lot of people truly don't know about the OES or the Masons. And I felt bad because I was like, wow, this is the 21st century. And after Googling it, people really still, and I've noticed that when you don't know something, people tend to form their own opinions or own ideas of what, so forth and so on. I mean, when we don't know something, we begin to listen to what other people are saying that don't know anything about whatever it is that they're talking about. And so we form our own opinions is what I'm trying to say. And the one thing that I need any and everybody to believe is that it is only because of God's grace and his mercy that I am who I am and here today. Um, I've been through so much in my 48 and a half years. I've survived thyroid cancer on my left side. Now I have a mass on my right side, and I'm having to go through it again, but I know that God has not brought me this far to leave me, so I'm unbothered. Um, Come October 21st will be 17 years that I've been disabled because of my back. And you got to know that over the 17 years that my back has only gotten worse. I've had so many back surgeries, and one thing they're not going to do is turn me into a junkie. I do not have an addictive personality, and the high dosage of opioids that they prescribe for me, a lot of times I just suffer. I suffer in silence because number one, I'm allergic to, like, I can't have like a Percocet or a Lorcet or a Tylenol 3 or something like that. I'm allergic to all of that. Like methadone in small doses can be used for pain. I can't have that. But I know it's only God's grace that has sustained me and my ancestors stored up prayers. But um, I don't have a lot of viewers that watch my lives, and I pray that someone comes across and they do watch this and ask questions or find out for yourself. Um, Over the last, well, since from 2011, I have not been able to travel internationally because I divorced and moved to Florida with my mother. My mother suffered a major stroke, and I took care of my mother and nursed her back to health. Then I moved here to the island to take over my inheritance and revamp it and fix it up, and I met my husband in the process. And the last 2 years of my mother's life, she was able to live out her last days on the water, fishing and doing what she loved to do. One prime thing about, um, and even the Shriners, I left the Shriners out. Masons, Eastern Stars, and Shriners. There are different organizations of Shriners now. Don't get me wrong, and I won't get into that, but they are different organizations. However, my husband lost his brother, I guess it's been about 2 months, maybe 3 months ago. And I had literally just gotten out of the hospital. I was able to go with my husband to the wake. The Gullah tradition is on the day of the wake, they have a fish fry and, with all of the trimmings, sides, and, people come and, they gather in the yard at the family member's house and they fellowship. I was worried. My husband and I, we run a seafood company, so that wasn't an issue. My husband, he could do the seafood, the fish, the shrimp, the shark, um, the Gullah stew, which is like a gumbo, shrimp, okra, crab, potatoes, sausage, whatever they choose to put in it. Um, but usually you have like red rice, tuna salad, um, baked beans, different, side dishes. And I, like I said, had just gotten out of the hospital with my back, and I truly was not able to do it. And I'm sitting there wondering, like, okay, Lord, let me call this catering company so I can get some sides. I said, wait a minute, I'm an Eastern Star. Let me send out a call to my brothers and sisters. And I called one brother, one of the Masons, and my sister, the Eastern Star. And when I tell y'all that they showed up and showed out and brought all kinds of drinks, sodas, ice, plates, cups, all kinds of sides, and just really blessed us. You know what I'm saying? They truly blessed us. I was not able to do it, and they blessed us. And that's what the Eastern Stars and the Masons are about, being helpers one to another. I am my brother's keeper. All of that other BS, I am with a really good organization where there's no all this partying and drinking and sleeping with this one husband or this one wife or all of this boomfree that people have put out there. It is so not like that. It's 10:53. Y'all have to excuse me, but I'm in bed. I've showered and I am about to turn in because I have church in the morning. And I'm very active in my church, my husband and I. My husband is um, the head church trustee. We are members of the kitchen staff. We are a very big part of the kitchen staff. And I started the food pantry there for the church. So we do a lot. We do a lot. And I'm blessed to be in a faith Bible based church. My pastor, Leonard Ritter, is awesome. Very much so. And I say that because when I first moved here, the reason why I moved here to the island is because my godparents live here. As a child, every summer, the day I got out of school, my godfather, at 38 years ago, they moved back here. Initially, they was living in Fort Lauderdale, where I'm originally from, born. But I lived in Atlanta for years. That's a whole nother story. But I spent my summers here every summer. Like I said, the day we got out of school, we left out, and my mother and I came to be with my godparents, our godparents. And I inherited a home and fixed it up, and I used to attend my godfather's church. He is a minister. My godmother is an evangelist, and I didn't think that there was anybody that could touch him preaching. That's just me being small minded because the church that I attended in Atlanta was mega, and my pastor is one of the large bishops, and he goes all over the globe. But when I met my husband and started attending church with him, I was blown away because I'm like, wow, now I have to make a decision. Once it got serious and I knew that we were going to get married, to leave my church and come to his church. And I did that, and I am not sorry at all. But I just wanted to say, sister friend, um, please, I know I can't change how people think or what they say. Like, I don't give two shakes about what people think about me, but do research for yourself. Ask um, local people, like, well, what do you know about the Masons? What do you know about the Eastern Stars? Do you know anyone that is a part of these organizations? And when I tell you, my sister, that they will come and help you, I spent for the last 2 days. Today is Saturday, so Thursday and Friday, cleaning my closets, My husband and I, we are shopaholics. Both of us got bad shopping habits. But I have been cleaning my closets and packed up clothing so that I can donate clothes to Hurricane Florence victims. Yes, we had an emergency evacuation and we had to evacuate, but we had a home to come back to. By God's grace and His mercy, all is well. We are able to go on. And I felt that my husband and I needed to donate clothes. And my thing is, I open my closet and I see nothing but tags. Same thing with my husband. And I feel like, well, if I haven't worn it in a year, I need to bless somebody. So I've been blessed to be a blessing. And that's what the Order of Eastern Stars and Masons and the Shriners are about, being helpers one to another. Um, and like you asked me, like, who you believe in, what do you believe in? Please feel free to ask me whatever it is that you might want to ask me. Um, Commission like a local chapter in your area, and ask them, can they come out and speak to you, come to your business and speak to you about it. But I really felt some type of way, and it usually doesn't. Usually stuff don't bother me. I'm like, that's you and how you feel. Um, but I felt like I needed to stand up for my rights. And I hear Bob Marley saying in my head, "Stand up for your right." So I felt like I really needed. That's how precious and how near and dear um, this organization is to my heart. And if it was anything evil or anything demonic, trust and believe, I would not have anything to do with it. I watched on my maternal side as well as paternal side, my grandmother and great grandmothers get ready to go to meetings with their old school nursing white uniform on, the white stockings and the white nursing shoes. And I always wanted to go, but at the time I was too young to become a junior star. So by the time that I was old enough to do so, I was into basketball, track, really into, doing whatever in school, and just kind of let it slide down by the way. But I always made a promise to myself and my best friend. We've been best friends almost 31 years. She is also my kid's godmother. We made a promise that we were going to become Eastern Stars. And this was like before I had kids. But again, because of the naysayers and people saying, "Ooh, they do this," and "Girl, y'all got to do that," and blase boom boom. And I'm like, okay, well, we waited. And "Girl, y'all gonna have to ride the goat and they gonna beat the hell out of y'all." And just, I'm so angry that I let so many years go by listening to what other people had to say. But I guess about 10 years ago, I made the conscious decision that before I turned 50, that I was going to be an Eastern Star. Because this organization, if you go in and you don't like what's going on, the door is open for you to walk out. So that's all I wanted to say. I am a firm believer in God. It is because of God that I am here. I am by no means perfect. I was telling my pastor, he called me last Sunday, and because we were not able to have church because of the evacuation and all of the water and stuff, we all was getting back home. And I told him, I said, I'm a work in progress. God is still working with me. I have a very bad temper. It don't take much to just really set me off. And I have been working on that all of my life. And I thought that I had gotten that together, but my faith was tested the last Sunday that we were able to go to church before the hurricane hit. And I won't go into that, but to God be the glory. May God bless you. You pray for me and I'm going to pray for you. This isn't about religion. I ain't trying to force my beliefs or whatever on nobody and all of this. I just wanted to clarify what I experienced and what I did not experience. And I have never experienced anything demonic or um, satanic being in the order of Eastern Stars. God bless you and yours. Peace and blessings. One love.
Soldiers with the 1st Brigade of the 3rd Infantry Division were deployed for 9 months. Now, the brave men and women are finally home.
And I'm going to stop this video soon. I always do this. Nope, not what I want to do.
Their focus now, recovering from jet lag and enjoying life with family. You get everything in order and take it day by day.